Welcome to another new episode of the Get Organised with DeCluttr Me podcast with myself, Shelina. I hope you're well wherever you are in the world. So today, raise your hand if you ever found yourself buried under a mountain of charging cables, adapters, and old tech gadgets. Well, listeners, you're not alone. In this age of rapid technological advancement, we've amassed such a collection of electronic paraphernalia. But fear not, because today I'm here to guide you through the process of decluttering and organising those tech treasures. And you might be wondering why I want to talk about it. It's because I realized I had so many Apple products, old ones like old mice. I just broke a watch again. It just fell off my wrist. So I've got all these cables, I've got these broken watches. It's painful. So I decided to declutter and organize, and I thought, hey, let's talk about it with my clients. So, with my listeners. So here we are today. So let's start with the dreaded drawer of tangled cables and chargers. You know the one where you reach in hoping to find a specific cord, but instead you pull out a jumbled mess. The first step is to gather all your cables in one place. So usually I don't recommend this, but for this, I do. You need to get all of them together because we need to see how many you have of the same, especially HDMI cables. So lay them out and start by identifying which ones you actually use. I like to do this listening to Madonna or watching a cheesy movie on TV. So find that kind of peaceful, mindful, meditative kind of sound in the background to listen to while you're going through this ordeal. As you sort through your cables, ask yourself, do I currently use it? Does it fit in any device I own? Do I have that device? If the answer is no, it might be time to bid farewell to that cable. And for those miscellaneous cables whose purpose you can't quite remember, well, it's time to say goodbye to them too. But if you feel like you must keep them, put them in a bag and date it. And then you have 3 months to find where those cables go. If you can't find where they're supposed to go, then you have to get rid of them. And yes, this applies to HDMI cables, which seems to be a special obsession with men, gentlemen clients. Why? I don't know, but they hold on to them for a long, long time. And a lot of new ones, they keep on buying new ones. Like, it's not hard to buy. If you need an HDMI cable, you can buy one, but you don't need to keep so many. Please, get rid of them. Okay. So now, let's move on to those old gadgets. So remember that digital camera from 2007? Or that even older MP3 player? Or that tablet that's been collecting dust since the smartphone revolution? Well, it's time to assess their relevance. If it's not something you use regularly or hold sentimental value, it might be time to let go. Consider donating or selling those items to give them a new life. There's also places now which accept these devices to recycle and destroy. So check your local area for these companies and make sure you wipe your data before you give it to them. But the main thing is to get rid of them. The key to maintaining an organized tech collection is having a designated storage system. Invest in cable organizers. They come in various sizes and shapes. You can find them on Amazon. I've seen them in Daiso as well. I've gotten some really cool ones from there. You can also use labeled pouches or Ziploc bags to keep your cables separated and tangle free. So what I do is I put all the Apple wires, the white ones for phones all together, all the watch ones together, the HDMI cable in one place, cable, USA cables and USC cables separate. So you put them in separate places, in separate boxes or in Ziploc bags. And remember that organization isn't about aesthetics. It's about finding everything you need in less than 5 seconds moving forward. So I want you to think about that. When it comes to the gadgets you do use regularly, create charging stations in your home. So designate specific spots for your phone, your tablet, and your laptop to charge. This not only keeps your devices juiced up, but also prevents the random scattering of charges around the house. So I have one next to my sofa for my watch and my phone. And then I have another place in my bedroom next to my bedside cabinet with a charging station in a box for the phone and I think my computer as well. So I have them in designated places. So do that. Kitchen is another place where people like keeping it as well because they charge while they're cooking. So think about the places where you are most of the time where you will use your phone and need to juice it up. Next, let's talk about those pesky electronic manuals that tend to pile up. Rather than holding stacks of them, digitize them if you need it. If you kept printer manuals and you no longer own that printer, the manual can go in the recycling bin. So, keep the ones that you do need and you do need to know how to use them. Otherwise, put them in recycle. And the ones that you do need, see if you can get a digitized format from online from the store. Usually you can, for a Brother printer manual, you could find it online and download it when you need it. So this not only saves physical space, but also makes it easier for you to find the information when you need it. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with a challenge. I don't give you a challenge very often, so bear with me. Let's try it out. Go on, it'll be fun. So dedicate just 10 minutes a day to tackle your tech clutter. So whether it's sorting through your cables, letting go of outdated gadgets, or creating an organized charging station, these small steps will add up to a more streamlined digital life. Let me know how you go with the challenge in the comment box and send pictures of your newly organized cables because I love to see them. Remember, decluttering is a journey, not a destination. So embrace the process and give yourself grace as you work towards a more organized and intentional tech space. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Get Organised with DeCluttr Me. If you found the tips helpful, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. It really helps others to discover the podcast and I'd really appreciate it. And as always, feel free to reach out with your decluttering questions or success stories. Until next time, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you found this episode useful. Take care. Bye.